These are your evening headlines for May 14th, 2025, right here on BYU-Idaho Radio. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Austin Pace. BYU-Idaho's Career Center is hosting the Health Professions Grad School Fair and will have a panel of osteopathic medicine Thursday. Alex Batman has the story.
On Thursday, BYU-Idaho students will have the opportunity to connect with a number of grad schools at the Health Professions Grad School Fair.
We have 20 grad schools, all of which are bringing their health professions recruiters to campus. So we'll have a large career fair for these graduate schools.
Garrett Nilsson is the Employer Relations Manager for the College of Agriculture and Life Science. He helped set up this fair, which will be in the Manwaring Center Grand Ballroom from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Thursday. The Career Center will also have a panel called Become a Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine. Notable grad schools in the region will have representatives present to provide information on the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine pathway to becoming a doctor.
So there's two pathways to becoming a doctor. There's MD, or medical doctor, and there's DO, which is Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine.
Whether you're already on the path to become a doctor or just want to learn more, Nilsson says you should attend the fair and the panel.
I think it's a great opportunity to learn. So many students I talk to say, my plan is to become a doctor. So I mean, if you're one of those students that's thinking, I want to be a doctor, this session is for you, and you should definitely come. Even if you're like, well, I prefer MD, come learn about the DO pathway and what that is and the details of it, because that just helps you be more informed.
Nilsson wants students to know about the future projections of the labor market.
That there is a shortage of medical professionals and doctors especially. So there's a lot of growth in these programs that are training doctors.
The Association of American Medical Colleges says there will be a physician shortage of up to 86,000 physicians by 2036. So now is the time to get started.
Something else to know about BYU-Idaho students is we have a higher than the national average acceptance rate. Our students are well prepared for these graduate school applications and medical school as well. So, it's a great time to pursue that dream of becoming a doctor.
The panel will be in the Manwaring Center in the Little Theater Room 372A from 4 to 5 p.m. on Thursday. You can RSVP through the iBelong app or just show up at the start time of the meeting. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Alexander Batman.
A 9-year-old St. George boy has died after being run over by a golf cart. EastIdahoNews.com reports Stephen Yu was riding an assisted scooter on May 4th. He pulled out in front of a golf cart driven by a 12-year-old girl and was struck and run over. Stephen sustained life-threatening injuries and was flown to a Las Vegas hospital in critical condition where he later died. A GoFundMe account has been set up for the boy's family, which has raised nearly $23,000 with a $25,000 goal. To donate, head over to GoFundMe.com and search for Remembering Stephen Yu. Lane restrictions and closures will go into effect for 2 Rexburg highway exits. Beginning today and going into next week, exits 332 and 333 of Highway 20 will be restricted or closed as the finishing touches are handled for the interchanges that were put in place last fall. The final part of this construction is to put large overhead signs above the roadway, and this is going to require deep drilling. The resident engineer says this is the final step in finishing the exits. They are making sure the signs are strong enough to hold up in the wind. In the beginning of next week, on Monday and Tuesday, exit 333 will be entirely closed from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. The Idaho Transportation Department and its contractors are working through the night to ensure that traffic can run smoothly during the busiest hours of the day. The details for these restrictions and closures will be recorded in the Idaho 511 app and online at 511.idaho.gov. These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio evening headlines for May 14th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feeds. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. You can also ask your smart speakers to play KBYI 94.3 FM. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Austin Pace.